So it's a quiet start to the morning in Kagiso, that's on the west of Johannesburg. The township was brought to a standstill yesterday as scores of residents took the law into their own hands, as it were, when they combed mine dumps in towns during a hunt for zamas. Before noon, locals found more than 20 men believed to be illegal miners. Ziniko Mhlaba is on the ground for us. He joins us now live from Kagiso. And Ziniko, how would you describe the situation there in a context where, of course, just a few hours ago, quite frankly, there was still so much movement?
And we are in Kagiso indeed. Well, driving towards this area coming from the Johannesburg Central District and also the Roadport area. When you drive along the main reef road, you will see some stones that are still lying on the road. They have not been completely cleared. And as you drive closer to the Kagiso area, that's where you get the sense of how hectic things were yesterday. However, as far as accessibility of this township, people are able, and of course people are still going to work, people are coming in from work as well. So in terms of accessing the area, well, things have improved. Well, driving towards now, the area that was very, very busy yesterday, especially where I am, I'm just going to step out of shot so that Luyanda, my colleague, can give you a sense of where we are. Well, I'm going to step out of the shot. As you can see, this is an open field where there was so much chaos, residents gunning, hunting down, or what they call alleged illegal miners. Well, in this case, things are very clear, it's very open, but you can understand that people are still in their homes. We've been talking to the local councillor as well as also the mayor of the Mhlaba City Municipality. They are expected to come into this area a bit later on this morning at around 9-10 a.m. where they will be closing down those open mining shafts. So that's why they told us as we are speaking to them in the morning. So things are very calm at this moment, but we can expect to see some action from the local government, municipalities and officials, as they are saying, well, there have been a problem of people not getting their services yesterday because all the resources were directed and everyone was busy. Things were on standby. They could not take refugees, and also they could not attend to any electrical or any water-related issues yesterday because their operations were completely shut down. So they are saying this morning things are back to normal. They're trying to attend to all those necessary and urgent matters. Well, later on in the morning, that's when they'll be coming to this side just to ensure that as far as safety is concerned, people are not returning to these scenes. And however, as far as the people who've been speaking to, they don't seem to be planning any sort of action. At least that's what they told us, but we'll see if they keep their word. But as far as ensuring that no one can access these communities, the local municipality is definitely working on something, and they'll be coming in, bringing all their tools and machinery to ensure that this place is cordoned off. And those holes we will try to get closer to later on when there's a security and police presence. We'll see how they'll be going about doing such things. And so that's how things are at this point.
Yeah, and that's what I was also hoping to ask you about there, Ziniko. I mean, yesterday we spent some time, considerable amount of time, watching these angry residents essentially go about their business with zero kind of police presence. Speak to us about what you can see insofar as that is concerned there this morning, and whether you get there's a kind of strategy to respond to any kind of, violence that might break out today.
Well, when we got here just before 6 a.m., it was still dark. We did go to the local police station just to get a sense of how the situation is, and what they have been observing throughout the previous night into the early hours of this morning. Well, unfortunately, the communications person was not at the office yet at the time, but we were told that they'll be coming in at around this time. So we'll get a sense of how things were overnight and what their plan of action is for this morning. However, as far as police presence, we saw about few municipal police officials and some few police vans driving up and down. I believe that they were just monitoring how things are, but it's not much. I can tell you, if maybe a group of community members were to form any form of protest or gather, I don't think the few police vans we saw would be able to handle that. So as far as the policing service services. As far as police plans, it's not clear yet, but there isn't enough from what we saw, because we're driving around the community for about an hour before we get to where we are. So we'll try to make some calls just to get a sense from the communications officers from the SAPS, just to get a sense of what plans do they have in place, and obviously if maybe in terms of their intelligence there are any suspected protests we can expect today.
All right, Ziniko, Mhlaba, live just there from Kagiso, where there's a sense of uneasy calm, as it were, this morning. Thanks very much indeed.